Give me a second. This time we are going to talk about, right, Java profiling. Okay. We are going to continue on Java profiling. Are we comfortable so far? Can you please raise hands? Okay, 2 seconds. Let me drink some water. Perfect. This is another magic tool. We are getting back to this white box testing once again. Again, you'll be amazed with this tool also. I'm going to show you some code. There is a function called c.java. Okay, this is a class. Okay, there's a public class C. There is another class B. There is another class A. Memory profiling meaning analyzing the memory at runtime. How many classes are instantiated? How many classes are freed? What is the memory space it is taking? That is called memory profiling or analysis. What we did is we did a very simple sample exercise over here. Okay, C is the driver class. It instantiates another class B. I'm putting it in a loop so that you can, if I instantiate just one class, you may not differentiate that, but I'm looking it in putting it in a loop. I'm doing 100 instantiations of this B. From there I am calling a method. Now what is B? This is another class. I'm having a string, okay, and I'm just appending that value, right, to this. Then from B I'm calling another class A. Typically this is how it happens. You create one class instantiates another class, it calls the method. From there you instantiate another class, you instantiate, right? Now what is A doing? A is having a string at the top, then it is appending, that's all. So in essence, A is at the leaf level, at the lowermost level. A is called by B, B is called by C. So C is the uppermost one, like main function. Is this program structure clear? Very simple session, right? C is the top level function, class. C instantiates more B's, B instantiates more A's. Now I am going to run this. When I run this, how many objects are created? How many are freed? What is the size of each object? That I want to know. That is called memory profiling. How do I do that? I use another tool. This is called AppPerfect. If you look here, this tool is called AppPerfect. In this AppPerfect, what I'm going to do is, there is something called the preferences. Okay, I can directly call a Java function. Okay, so I'm just going to say there are some standard default settings. I'm leaving all those things. It is taking that A, B, C Java from my file list. Then I'm going to say finally my topmost class is C. If you see here, main class, because somewhere I need to run, right? Which class is first? I'm saying C is the one that I'm going to start first. Now I click finish. It will say it compiles everything, it creates some file. Okay, then this is fine. Now I'm going to run this. Someone is asking, is AppPerfect open source? No, this is also a paid tool. We like this tool a lot. Okay, Now let me run this. There is a run button over here, green. I will run this. When I run this, it will run all the loops and other stuff. You could see the console, right? You could see the console. It is instantiating so many objects, class B and A from C, right? It has finished 100 times. I have done 100 times. It has done so many instantiation. I just put a println method, correct? Now I am coming back. Look at this. If you look here, how many objects are in the memory? If you really look at it, it says how many objects are in the memory. It keeps on increasing, right? How many arrays are in the memory? Objects, arrays are the ones which occupy the memory a lot, right? Right now there is only one thread is running. If you are running multiple threads, you could see multiple threads also running. Now quickly go here. This is the important screen. Memory profiling. If you really see here, right, total objects allocated are say 346, right? Because we ran 100 times. There are so many other classes also. I will show you what all the classes it created. Now it shows a lot other things. For example, total heap memory 4.94 MB. When I ran this whole stuff, it occupied 5 MB in my memory. Correct? You cannot measure this in normal way, right? And how many times? There is something called important parameter called GC, garbage collection. How many times garbage is collected? 0 times, right? And if you come over here, there is something called total objects allocated. It's showing so many objects are allocated. Then it says live objects, right? Okay, let me do one thing. Let me close this thing and then come back once again. I'll run it once again because people are saying, can you do it once again? Okay. Now hold on for a second. Let me run once again because some people I think missed in between what I ran, right? I go to this. I make the C as the starting path, right? Now I run it. Now it runs. It says all you need to do is tell what is the starting point. Okay. Now you are seeing live objects are 1521, something like that. There are so many objects being allocated. Okay. So now it has finished because we have given only 100 milliseconds as delay. I think last time it might have taken from the previous one. Now I'm saying run it again, right? In this you could see very important thing, total heap memory is 5 MB. Now garbage collection does not happen. That means memory was not released in many places. Garbage collection means wasted memory will be swept. It's like a sweeping, right? I want to know what all the objects allocated. If you come over here, A and B, some 69 objects allocated, but now all I am interested in is live objects. In the shortest time possible, there are 69 objects of A and 69 objects of B still in memory. Someone has asked, we have run this loop for 100, but why is it showing 69? What happens is this tool takes something called snapshots. Okay, you could see something like a photograph engine here, right? Symbol. Every 2 seconds or 3 seconds it analyzes the memory. At the time it analyzed the memory, it was 69 objects in the memory. Before taking the next snapshot, the program stopped. So if you start analyzing the memory continuously, you will get all the objects. Yeah, your question is valid. I appreciate you. We ran this for 100 times in the loop. If I go back to this code, the loop says 100. That means 100 Bs must be allocated, right? I think he has a sharp eye, he or she, whoever has talked about this, why that is 69 where it is 100, your eyes are sharp. Good. The reason is, as I said, whereas the current live objects in the memory were only 69 because there will be 100 objects even now, but the problem is he checks the memory every 1 or 2 seconds. By the time he took the snapshot, it was only 69. Before he took the next snapshot, the program stopped. Now look at this. That means I allocated 69 objects I never released from memory. Right? Under GC, garbage collected objects A and B, they are not at all showing up. That means A and B are allocated, but they are not released from memory. This is a problem. Anything that is allocated, that is still in memory, but not garbage collected, is danger. Guaranteed it's a leak, right? This is a problem. So now I am going to the next level, total object size. Now it says A. A occupies 1 kilobyte, B occupies 1 kilobyte, right? And then there is something called live. Sometimes they may use some referenced data segments. Usually this size will be the same, but there may be some differences between the object size and the live object size, because they may not be, if your program is using dynamic arrays or internal pointers, right? One object may have a different size, another object may have a different size based upon the allocations. Now I see A is occupying 1 KB, B is occupying 1 KB, they are not released. So 100 objects of A and B are still in memory. That means 100 KB here, 100 KB here, 200 KB of memory is leaked, is wasted. If I run for one full day, I may lose 200 MB. My 1 GB machine will come down in 5 days. So what you need to do is, this is called a memory profiling. You need to get into every single object. Okay, if you double click, or if you go to this, if you expand this, right, class wise allocation, if you go through this, then it will also show allocation tree from where things are getting allocated, right? Main, it goes to this thread, it goes to this object, right? Then you can go to method wise allocation, and then the package wise allocation, everything you can see. Because many times people think it is only your class C and A. Look at here. Internally, so many file objects are also allocated. Internally, util objects are also allocated. Array list, right? Though you are giving only C and A, pretty much like in C you have got hash include stdio.h, there are so many internal objects also getting allocated. And you need to be really aware of that. If you are not aware of that, that means internal objects also take a lot of space. But you don't have to worry about the Java's classes. They are all guaranteed, but still they occupy memory space. So you need to ensure that every class, and then within that the memory profiling data, garbage collected objects versus live objects, what is my total heap memory utilization? You need to be 100% clear. If not, if it is being continuously used, a hosted application being used again and again, and imagine if it leaks 100 bytes for every call. 1000 users call, that means 100 into 1000 bytes are leaked. Every hour it will leak 100 kilobytes. In one day it will lose 2400 kilobytes, which is 2.5 MB. If it becomes 25 MB, that's a problem. So you need to run everything underneath that and then find out. And now he also says times, right? Execution time. Right? He gives what is the total invocation times, but the thing is they're all executing in nanoseconds, so he is not able to get it pinpoint to that level. So it ran fast. It really ran fast, so he's not able to get that time. So you can find out for every objects also, right? For every objects also, you can find out what is the time it is being executed. So if you, for example, if you purposely do file operations, database operations, it will tell you method B or class B method 1 took this much time, right? You will find out the time, you will find out the memory which is being used by every one of your programs. Then you can nail where the problem happens. Okay. Someone is asking, is this tool always taking 2 seconds? No, you can configure that. There are, if you go to the preferences, right? Tools, options, or project preferences, there are always settings that you can say, take the snapshot every 1 second, take the snapshot every 2 seconds. So you can do that, right? Someone is asking, is the tools language specific? This is mainly for Java profiler. Okay. Again, for .NET profiler, you can find out from, I think there are different companies providing C++ profiler, .NET profiler, different tools are available. There is a tool called JProbe, that is for Java. Again, there is a .NET profiler also available. Okay. Someone is asking again, why is the 32 objects missing? That's why I said, like, it takes snapshot. At the time of taking the snapshot, it found only 69 objects in memory. So you can manually take snapshots by clicking it. If you want to take more snapshot over and above heat taking, you can click on it while it is running, right? But at this thing, right? Someone is asking, is it a freeware? No, this is not a freeware, but the cost is less. You can visit appperfect.com. You can do that. Someone is asking, if it is taking snapshot intervals, is it not so accurate? If I know that this object is leaking memory, right, I can go and then I can immediately find it out. First minute 100 objects leaked, second minute 200 objects leaked. Now I know this object is getting leaked. I can go and then fix it. I know the trend. So if you know the trend, you can always go and then fix it. So whether it's a full data or a partial data, if you want to have full data, take snapshot every half a second, right? So it's up to you. It's like taking more samples. Someone is asking, should developers do this or testers should do this? I would say using these tools, even a black box tester can be given an opportunity to work as a white box tester. But the tool has to be bought. There's a price, right? So if the tool is available, anybody can use. We can pinpoint anything, but you need to be very clear about the programming principles. So the tester also should learn what is GC, what is garbage collection, what is minor garbage collection, what is major garbage collection. You need to understand that part, right? He asks whether this shows code coverage. No, this tool is only for memory profiling. For code coverage, we need to have a different tool. Okay. VB script, it is out of white box testing because we are always talking about compiled versions to do that part. So we are not working on VB script as part of white box testing. As long as you have got some amount of test on the profiling, it is up to you to take more snapshots. So you cannot declare this is a partial data, right? So unless you take more samples, all the profilers work only on the sampling. So if you create more sampling, you can get more accurate data, right? Someone is asking how the memory leaks create major impacts. Let me tell you. I take this notepad. Imagine every time, every request happens, we leak memory. For example, every 1 hour, we get 100 requests. Again, I'm giving you an assumption, okay? Assume that every request leaks 2 objects of 1 KB size. That means every request leaks 2 kilobytes of data. Correct? Now, in 1 hour, the leaks is 100 star 2 equal to 200 KB. On one fine morning, you are getting 10,000 hits. What are you going to do? So it will leak 10,000 star 2 kilobytes, which is equal to 20,000 kilobytes, which is equal to 20 megabytes, right? And you keep leaking 20 megabytes every 2 hours. You lose your RAM. So in the RAM, available memory will keep coming down. How do I know available memory? If you go here, right click Task Manager, under the performance, you know what is available memory. Right now it says 175 MB is free. If objects are being continuously used but not released, this graph will come down like this, right? So available memory will be initially high, then it will keep on coming down. When it comes down, obviously you will have low memory. When you have low memory, it will not be faster. So memory leaks lead to low memory. Low memory leads to either crash or definitely slowness. Okay. Yes, so memory leaks create major impacts. So then what you need to do? Every week you need to restart the server. If you don't restart the server, the memory is leaked. Once you restart the server, all the memory is back. But restarting the server, if there are so many people using the system, how can you restart? That's a problem, right? That's a problem. Someone has asked, does it cover .NET Profiler? We will cover. But the profiler, once you see Java profiler, .NET profiler is the same concepts of objects allocated, live objects, garbage collected objects, standard, size of the object, CPU time of the object. Someone is asking, can admin person of the server clean the memory? No, you cannot clean the memory. You can clean the disk, but not the memory. Only way you can clean the memory is by restarting the server or restart Tomcat. This profiler does not work with embedded Java to my knowledge. It wants only for J2EE but not for J2ME, so it may not work. Good. Someone has asked, please have a session on QA monitor sometime in future. Yes, we will be doing that pretty soon, maybe in another 1 or 2 weeks. A separate session on entire end-to-end test management. Ideally, how to manage testing in a proper way. So we need to forget about spreadsheets, emails. Think of a system. Years 1990 to 2000, people moved out of paper to spreadsheets, soft copies, hard copies to soft copies. From 2000 onwards, everything moves towards systems. So we need to think of systems. So QA monitor is a system. This webinar is recorded. Soon it will be uploaded, or definitely this weekend we will upload a lot more things on the webinar on the Open Mentor site. It works with both any Java application, whether it is desktop or a web server under Tomcat. Yes, it works. Java profiler works. Okay. We will be doing a lot more webinars on this niche area. Usually we try to attack Thursdays because Friday people leave early, right? They don't listen properly. Monday is a bad day because you have got meetings, status reports to do. So Thursday is the ideal time. So we have 2 hours on Thursdays. By the way, we are providing an advanced load runner training based on people's request. There are many people who have requested us to conduct exclusively for them, not for generic public, because there will be more interactive session. I will send the link in the chat also. So this is a link that will that's an instructor led. It's a paid webinar, very specific webinar. Okay, so what we do is only limited people will be there. right? For them, we will have very specific interactive session, right, on that. Especially this is the one load runner webinar that you can look at this link that I have sent through the chat. You can go through this link. We plan to do Saturdays, 3 Saturdays for 4 hours so that people can attend, interact. We will open up the voice part also, because right now there are hundreds of people attending. If I open the mic for everyone, then this will become like a marriage hall or a public address meeting. So that webinar will be very focused, and if people want to ask question, we will open up the mic also to do that part. So, but there's a little charge. This little charge again is going towards maintaining our site and then providing more content on Open Mentor site. So hope you understand that part. We'll be having a lot more things on QTP, SOA, and then if you go to the current Open Mentor site, there are a lot of recorded webinars also. Someone is asking, is there anything recorded? I'm not sure how many people really spend time. Load runner webinar is not there. The recorded link is not there. We'll be doing that, right? And both in Chennai, if you are in Chennai and Bangalore in India, you have the access to our office. So we have a live session classroom training also. So you can do that. So you can check with them on that part. Okay. If you go to the recorded training, this is where you could see a lot more items coming over here, right? Including some basic part of, again, we try to make it fully freely hosted for everybody, because the little amount that you get from paid webinars, it will help us to store more details. For example, I want to learn about application design, right? You can learn about this. Databases, MySQL, database design, what is e-commerce, including C, Python, .NET, code reviewing tools. Everything is there. Software testing, manual testing, part 1, 2, 3, 4. Basics of black box functional testing, it's all available. So basics of QTP is also available. You'll be having basics of, there's a performance testing tool concepts that is also available. So basics of load runner also we will upload, and NeoLoad also we will upload, right? So you can spend as much time as you want on this site to do. So again, one person is asking, why can't make the pay webinar also free? Because we also need something to support to get a commitment from the people. So that will help us to do that part, right? Good. Now, this link, the recorded link, is again, you can go it from the Open Mentor site itself. Again, I'm sharing it to all the people. Okay. Now, the last part, how do I automate my unit testing itself? Very similar to JUnit or NUnit or CPP unit. You don't have to really go through, right, that unit test framework, but if you understand, right, the concept, then you can manage a whole lot of unit test automation part. Now, let me close this browser and then close this guy and then move out of this.